What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at the rise of Theodore Roosevelt. So this book actually only goes up to when he is not actually elected president. He was elected vice president, and then I believe it was 4 days later, the president was murdered, and he became president. And that is where actually this book ends. Starts with his birth, talks a little bit about his father, and goes through that point. So I actually liked that a lot because it allowed me to draw out the principles that allowed him to become successful. So the first of those principles was to be a man or woman of action. Theodore Roosevelt was a man of action. When presented with an opportunity, he always went out and did. He was never the type to sit back and allow life to dictate its terms to him. He bent life to his will. And there was a lot of talk about how he was almost supernatural in doing this, that he got what he wanted, period, end of sentence. No one else, life included, could say no to him. Of course, that's not 100% true, but by choosing action over being passive, he was able to get what he wanted out of life a lot more successfully. The second key principle, and this is something that ties into the first in an interesting way, is to be irreproachable in your character. There was nothing you could say about Teddy Roosevelt in his morals that was wrong. He was only ever with two women, his first wife and his second wife. After his first wife passed away, he didn't drink much and actually quit alcohol altogether later on in life. He was perfectly ethical. He never accepted a bribe of any kind, even though politics at his time were just full of bribery. And that carried on into the rest of his life. He was extremely ethical, had really high moral standards. And because of that, he could do things that people struggled with and people had difficulty with, like some of his policies, or going out and just signing a bill or whatnot. And people could never really say anything bad about him. This was obviously incredibly important in politics, especially with the lack of that today. But you could imagine if a politician was running and it was truly impossible to find dirt on them, how much more they could accomplish, because there just would be or a lot less fuel on the fire of hatred towards them. I also believe that there's a second benefit to being irreproachable in your character, and that is that both people and life itself reward good people. And so by being a genuinely good person, Theodore Roosevelt was more successful, not just because people couldn't pull him down, but because other people wanted him to succeed. The third key principle is about learning. Theodore Roosevelt was extremely well-read and extremely diverse in his learning. It was talked about how he would go to parties and, the philosophers, the scholars, people from different walks of life would basically all defer to him as the expert on their topic, that somehow he would know more about something that they'd been studying for years. And this had to do with his intense focus, which kind of goes back to being a person of action. But when Theodore Roosevelt studied or learned, he focused with such intensity that he blotted all other things out. He would oftentimes read books in a day or two, and this allowed him to just absorb knowledge. Now, he also had a photographic memory and the ability to remember how people made him feel. So his memory was absolutely incredible. But you can still integrate the ideas of focusing and learning of a wide variety of things into your life to be more interesting and more respected by everyone that you meet. The fourth principle is to up the energy. Theodore Roosevelt was a high energy person. He was go, go, go all the time. And this made people love him, and it allowed him to get stuff done. Definitely something that I would say to add into your life. There's very few people. I've got a buddy who's in sales who's really high energy, and you can feel that, and it boosts up the energy in the room. It makes you want to do stuff, and it's great. But by personally boosting your own energy in a positive way, it allows you to connect with more people and be noticed by more people. And then the fifth and the most important thing I feel for Theodore Roosevelt is that impact everyone you meet. Everyone who talked about Theodore Roosevelt said that even if it was only 10 seconds that they got to meet this man, that he really left a serious impact on their life. Even if he only had a few moments to meet someone, he would not only create a huge impression in those few moments, but he would remember what that person did, what they looked like, and their name, so that even if he met him years in the future, he would still remember that stuff and be able to connect with them again. So he had the amazing ability to just leave this huge impact, and he did that through an extreme charisma and extreme power of oration. Even if he talked to a crowd, you might never get to meet him one-on-one, but you were going to remember Theodore Roosevelt forever. So be impactful and be memorable. Build those charisma skills, build that energy, so that when you say something that you want to be heard, people hear it and people follow you. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a little bit. I hope you can be a little bit more like the Rough Rider, Theodore Roosevelt. Thank you.